What up, what up, what up, what up? Carrie, why you muted, man?
Oh no. And don't even worry about it. How y'all doing out there in Facebook land?
Right.
It's like a top button type of night. Let me do this right quick. Hang on. It's just
I cannot. Yeah, welcome to this week's installment of the Coach and the Disconnector. That right over there is Coach Carrie Arrange in the house, and I am Brandy the Disconnector. Welcome to the show. We hope you guys are having an absolutely amazing week, and if not, well, at least we can make you chuckle a little bit and maybe put some wonderful positive thoughts into your life right now.
always.
So, Sister Queen,
Yeah.
Coach Carrie, how
Yeah.
your week been, my dear?
My week has been absolutely packed. I'm talking about to the gills. The biggest chunk of space in my week was when there was a 12-hour nap. Put it that way. It was great and much needed. Much needed. So, how was your week been?
I've had an absolutely fantastic week. We had to say goodbye to a dear friend's father this week, but he lived an amazing life and he was such a sweetheart. And I would like to ask for prayers and just positive vibes for my girl Gwen while she goes through the process of setting up the arrangements to say goodbye to her father one more time. So Gwen, if you're out there, if you listen, if you catch the show, we love you. And we definitely thank the Lord for your father's life. And just, he was funny, he was wise, he was he was many things, and we loved all the things about him. So other than that I wouldn't call it a low point. It was just
it's different.
Just a time thing. Like you just gotta appreciate our elders. So aside from that, we had an absolutely amazing guest on Fem Talk this week. She's a woman. Her name is Mrs. Theodora Smiley Lacey, and we had the honor of having her on Fem Talk this week, and that was such a powerful episode. So guys, definitely go back and take a peek at that. I will be dropping the link to that episode in the comments a little bit later on this evening. Mrs. Theodora Lacey actually worked with Dr. Martin Luther King on the boycotts in Alabama and a few other things. And she shared not only a little bit about that, but she has so many amazing philanthropic things that she has achieved and accomplished throughout her life. She is a wonderful teacher. Oh my gosh, like there is no way to put into words what that woman brought to that episode this week. So definitely get over there and watch that. So aside from that, more business opportunities and more just challenges to say, you know what? How big of a problem is this really? Let's get to the solution instead.
I love it. I absolutely love anything solution based.
Most definitely. And prayers for Gwen. Yes, Michelle Johnson, aka the Pain Freak PA, is in the house. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. So, of course, we have a special guest in the building. As we tell you guys, and we still are, no matter what goes on, we still are ICF certified life coaches by way of the ICC Life Coach Institute, founded and run by our very own Coach Toy Addington, who is joining us this fine evening. We're going to be going over some of her challenges in life, the way she's come over them, and whatever else this conversation lands on. Because you know how we do, y'all. Freestyle. The only thing that's planned here is the beginning and the end. What happens in between is a surprise to everybody involved, and we love that. So before we get to Coach Toy, I want to remind everybody to, if you are somebody that's looking to fix your personal credit, your business credit, establish a business, or get your business funded, you need to get your rear ends on over to the Scale to Six Figures group. It is a private Facebook group. You will need to use this link scrolling across the bottom. It's tmc6figuregroup.com. And in order to get into the group, the very least thing you need to do is go ahead and hit agree to the group rules. So other than that, I have found so much wonderful information in this group. I can't tell you what I'm sitting on, but I'm sitting pretty and ready for this dang stock market to flip the other way.
I'm ready to
buy some stuff on sale.
You always find that new. I already know. And we're gonna have an episode about it, and we're gonna let y'all have the inside scoop when she finally drops.
Yes, our
Okay?
financial experts are coming, y'all. So definitely be ready for that. I'm so
Yeah.
excited. Oh my gosh. Okay, so guys,
especially with tax season coming up, the next month should
yes,
be
it's
financial month.
that's the best time to get your credit fixed. You're like,
Yep,
I
yep.
can't afford it. Yes, you can. You
Yeah, you
just messed
can.
around and spend it on some shoes and bundles. Hold on to that money a little bit longer and get your credit straight. So you go ahead and get you a house and a car, and do the adult thing with stuff. Because we about that life. Let's go for it.
Yes,
So
indeed.
without further ado, I want to go ahead and drop this countdown in here so we can bring on our special, wonderful, energetic, amazing guest, Coach Toy. And yeah, stay tuned. We'll be right back, y'all.
Woo.
Woo woo! Coach Toy. Hi, Coach.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Now we gonna warn y'all now. This lady got way too much energy for all parties involved. So just strap in, get ready. Just get ready. We ain't never ready for Coach Toy, but we ready.
Hey, how y'all doing out there, the Coach and the Disconnector audience? Thank y'all for landing your eyeballs on this episode of the Coach and the Disconnector. I'm sorry. I'm not normally this silly, but I am. So y'all gotta forgive me. Listen, when I get sleepy, all is over with. Ready to get hung up.
The lies she telling y'all. The lies she telling.
But I am here. I am here.
And we are glad about it. So, Coach Toy, you know what I want to start with. Where did you start your journey to self-development? Because you started off unconventionally, we'll say. So start from them teenage years that eventually led you to schooling and the career you're in, as well as founding this wonderful institute that all of us love.
So you taking me back further than my granddad's hairline. All right, we gonna go take it from the top then. So for those of you who do not know me, I am the CEO and founder of ICC Life Coach Institute. And I am basically that little girl who was 15 years old that was without 4 walls, 3 meals, 2 parents, and only me. I have literally been on my own since I was 15 years old. I did not turn to drugs, streets, alcohol, or men. I stayed focused until I finished, and he still ain't through with me yet. So on this journey, I had no idea ICC Life Coach Institute was really going to be here. It just kind of divinely happened. So when you're in a line with the assignment, things typically works out the way that it's supposed to. So this journey to CEO, if you will, came from I'm a survivor. I was forced to be a survivor due to the circumstances that I faced growing up and the things that I saw, such as gang banging and drugs and alcohol and prostitution and all of that. And the thing that brought me from where I was to take my mindset out of the position that I was in was TV, like many people. The Cosby Show, they kind of taught me about family and things of that nature. Then you look at Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, they taught me about the Mansions and Benzes, right? And then you have A Different World, which taught me about the college life. So that was the background, a little bit of it that brought me to the woman that I am today.
Yeah.
So as it relates to, I'm sorry, go ahead. I felt like you wanted to ask me another question.
Oh, most definitely. So you say you've been on your own since 15. So I also know you're college educated. So between 15 and starting college, what happened in between there?
Oh God. So between the age of 15 and starting college, so I went through a mental drop out of high school at least a million times in my brain. But something I was determined to. Now this was funny. Let me tell y'all the truth. The reason why I didn't drop out of high school. So the individual that I was dating at the time told me that I would be a high school dropout and that I wouldn't be nothing. So he was on his way dropping me off to school, no lie. And I was eating a bowl of spaghetti. So when he told me I wasn't going to be nothing and I was going to be just like everybody else, and he said that I wasn't going to graduate from high school, he was wearing the spaghetti by the next sentence that came out of his mouth. And I was determined to prove him wrong. So that was my motivation, along with the spaghetti string that was dangling from his hair. So, yeah.
Well, whoever that was, sir, thank you. Thank you. Because
then we go
the Coach
from
Toy
high
that we now know started with you. Thank you.
It started with spaghetti in his hair. So just imagine how it got there. Like, he was wearing the bowl. Okay. So in all seriousness, right? Like being the one that the first to get a high school diploma and wanting to be the trailblazer in my family, not even intentionally. It was an unintentional blessing.
Right.
So then I said, oh, I'm going to go to school to be a doctor. Oh, I got real ambitious. We went from no high school diplomas to the first doctor in the family, right? So keep in mind from the age of 15, y'all, no, 16, 15 and a half, all the way to 18, I was homeless. So I graduated from high school, living in and out of my car, house to house, wherever I can land, to ensure that I was safe and I wasn't cold or too hot, right? And so even though I was in those positions and I was pregnant with my son too, I went through a lot from 15 to college. I was still determined. It didn't deter me. Mm-hmm. So when I finished my college degrees, I realized, listen, I'm in way more debt than money than I'm making. That's backwards. It's HE double hockey stick. Do y'all hear me? So I was trying to figure out, how do I get out of this debt? How do I pay? It all started with trying to pay the student loans off. How do I pay the student loans off? Right? So then I just, forever, y'all know too, something I left out that's very vital. I used to sell pickles and peppermints at school. That's how I made my money. I literally priced the store that all the girls used to go to and buy their pickles and peppermints in the morning. I dropped my price by 10 cents. And I was swinging pickles by the jaws. And that's how I paid for a lot of my stuff. And that was the catalyst to my entrepreneurship.
Coach Toy, the pickle pusher.
That's the part.
I heard it here first.
That's the part.
So you said you want to go to school to become a doctor, but we know you detoured from that. What was the cause of the detour? What was the rationale?
So I have my degrees, right? And then I actually did get accepted to Xavier School of Pharmacy, to be exact. Mm. And then Katrina hit. So once Katrina hit, of course, they did, however, give us the option to go anywhere, and then we can pick back up once Katrina was built. Well, by that time, I started realizing that I'm still going to be working for someone else, and then FICA takes out 34% of your your salary for insurance. And then I started calculating regular taxes, and then I looked at what the what the insurance and all that was going to cost personally, and this, that, and that. I was like, I'm hustling backwards. So how do I set my own foundation? So my very first business, get this, my very first business as an adult, outside of the pickles and peppermints, it was called Sensational Fantasy.
And what was that all about, Coach Toy?
So, hot off the press, I don't think I've ever told this story out loud.
No, man. This first time
about Sensational Fantasy. But I used to sell candles and bath bombs. I can make all that stuff. And then it turned into an adult toy sport.
Ain't no shame in the game, man. Come on now.
it turned into, I used to do fun parties, and then y'all know me, I'm creative. I started having consultants. What I did was, I can't name the company. So I took the kid from the company and I started my own. So that's when I got a taste of, so I can wholesale and I get other people to do this and make money off other people. Big. So everybody was playing things and making money. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Ain't that the point?
It is. Mute yourself. She said, what? Are you serious? Okay, there we go. Change the world and make some money doing it. It's telling Coach Toy singing. But have some fun. Go have some fun while you change the world and telling Coach Toy singing. She said it's all of it. The mind, body, soul, spirit. You tell, hey, I don't know anyone on here who ain't been to a fun party. Now come on. Anybody in the comments don't know what we're talking about? So we know? Yeah? Okay. I just want to get that out there. See, this is why we moved it to PM. So you don't have to, worry about what we talk about. Just put it all out there. I love it.
And in case we haven't warned you lately, put the kids away.
Was I out of order?
Nah.
Okay.
You know how we talk on here.
Y'all know
9 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, okay?
And then I monopolized off of it. Y'all, check this out. I had the cake. Let me tell y'all how brilliant I was as a young girl. I started off with candles and bath bombs and stuff, but when I decided to do fun parties, this is so y'all can truly understand that y'all coach been in the game, a hustler, a monopolizer since the beginning. So not only did I take what I knew and started my own with consultants, I was getting a cut off the cake lady. I had contacts to all the strippers. I was selling the strippers. Wait a minute. I would take deposits for everybody. So anything that they needed, whether it was a venue, a DJ, a stripper, or a cake, I was making money for, and other people doing fun parties. I was making money 5 ways.
Pause. So in case y'all were wondering why I entitled this show, Getting to the Money with Coach Toy, this is why. Because she be getting to the money. Hey.
Yeah,
that's exactly right.
And I'm going to tell y'all about, guys, so the first time I started making some real money was when I started Girly Lace Wigs. I was one of the first in our city outside of the hair club for men, and it was a lady by the name of Margaret who did non-surgical hair replacement. I was bringing in about $2,000 a month, okay? So that $2,000 went from $1,000 a week when I learned the game, because I went from doing lace wigs to toupees. I learned that men would pay more money for that patch of hair right here than a woman would pay for the whole head. And I was like, okay. And I was like, this how many clients I got to get to make my monthly goal. And I went out there hustling. So most of my clients were white men and Iranians. Baby, I had everybody hair stuck on their head. And I would personalize it and go to their homes. Now, the reason why I stopped doing that was
yeah, Coach Toy, tell us why you stopped doing that, Coach Toy.
I stopped doing that because
yeah, she went to one appointment. He was wearing nothing but the toupee.
Yeah, I was doing lace backs, lace fronts to the side. Y'all don't know how many people hair I messed up. Now, y'all know damn well I ain't went to nobody's school and learn how to cut hair. I'm looking at a video before I got in the house. So I'm in the car looking at the video and I had to cut the folk hair before I got in the building. Baby! And they were loving it. You know, I took my time and turned that out right now. I was like, look, this hair don't grow back. So...
Why? Oh my goodness.
This hair doesn't grow back. So you got to tell me exactly. It looked like that was going to make a difference. You got to tell me exactly how you want it so I don't ruin it. I was like, Lord, please don't. Baby, I ain't not. And you signed a paper that said no refund.
Oh, man.
Girl, making money left and right, head over fist. I like
amazing. You know how some of us ladies be having them bundles installed. You know they install male pieces now too. They shade the man bald and they stick it to his head and they straight up style that joint.
That's exactly what I
do. Going bald, come out with a whole high top face.
Listen, I was doing that 13, 14 years ago before it got popular on the internet. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Before AliExpress, before all of these people started selling bundles out of garbage cans under their arms, grannies, white men, and green folks, little aliens, I had them. You know what I mean? The thing is, I was seeing people that eventually wigs looked like they had alopecia. And it was kind of like maybe 2 months in. You shouldn't look like you have alopecia until about a year. That's how you know if you got some good hair or not. I'm just saying.
Well, we might have to have a Coach Toy tutorial because she keep her hairs on point.
Yeah, well, not today, but thank you. But today I'm just basic. You know, I'm gonna be. I'm holding out to March 23rd. But I got Betsy on the dresser in there. She in there. When I need to pull her out, babe, I got her on dick. Okay.
So you name your wigs?
Huh?
You name your wigs?
Yeah, this one Maxine.
But is it Maxine Waters?
No, it's Maxine Addington.
All right, y'all. I cannot. Okay, so we got sidetracked on the wigs. We gotta get back to
we're gonna hear from
why you decided that you didn't want to be a doctor and you ended up in the field that you did end up in.
So okay, so let's I want to clarify something. So even though I did not, so pharmacy school was what I was shooting for. Okay, that's where I got accepted in. But I ended up getting into pharmaceutical sales. I did, and then I went from pharmaceutical to medical device sales. I'm doing the same thing, maintenance to student loans, and double the money. There it is.
Well, there you go, folks. Outthink the system. The system's always going to be there, but there will always be a way to outthink it. Coach Toy did a lot of that in several ways because she be getting to the money. So we already know.
Dare I say, not even outthinking the system, but realizing that figuring out the system and using the system to your benefit. Because I think a lot of times we spend a lot of time trying to fight the system, break the system, you know, manipulate the system. But when we can truly learn the system and just work it, that's the key right there. Because you don't have to reinvent or change anything. You just see exactly where you can leverage and just discard whatever doesn't serve you.
That's so true.
What I know is we're taught to work for the system. We're not taught to be independent thinkers or entrepreneurs. They train us in a mindset to work for the man or the woman, whoever it is. What's interesting is most people that have graduated from college aren't even working in their fields. And so what happened is society has this thing that says if you don't go to college, you're not worthy. And that's BS because I got some bad ones on my team that don't have college degrees, that's entrepreneurs, that's on their stuff, and will outsmart a lot of these educated fools. And I'm no disrespect. What I mean by that is, and I have a few college degrees, graduated summa and magna cum laude at the top of my class each and every time I graduated. But let me tell y'all something. The best experience I got was not from my degree because all they did was taught me the basics to be submissive to modern day slavery. That's what it teaches. You become a threat and dangerous and powerful and the most authentic and awesome when you decide and make a decision to say, I'm going to make my own way. So when you, the man or the woman, feel like you want to replace me, guess what? It's okay. I ain't stressed out. My hair ain't falling out. Hell, I'm switching to work with my purse on my shoulder because I ain't worried about nothing. You got to secure yourself because ain't nobody going to do it for you. So we're taught to go to school, get a degree, go out there and get a good job. But what about my legacy? College does not teach legacy. And that's one of the main reasons why I started ICC Life Coach Institute, to create legacies and secure your livelihood. The difference between any type of trade that you do, that you can start and do with your hands or your mind on your own without permission from anyone else, and your own structure and build your own empire, is the fact that a lot of times it's significantly less money, but it's way more beneficial in terms of your mind, mood, and your money.
Yeah. And on that note, we're about to get into the meat, y'all. But before we do that, we're about to take a short commercial break, and I'm going to give y'all my segment for the week, and then we will be right back into the conversation. So y'all hang tight. What's going on, everybody? The Disconnector right here with you for my segment, Piece by Piece. So, today I want to talk about think it through, man. Think it through. Something that I observed coming up and didn't realize was happening when I was younger is adults around me made decisions that indirectly affected me, my brother, and others in the family. So, what I want you to do when you're going to make a decision, when you know you're tight on money, or you know you don't have time, or you know what you're sacrificing to do something for somebody else, is going to definitely have an impact on you, whether negative or positive. Again, you got to think it through. Think about it. Who does the decision affect? If you are in a position that you're only down to like your last $50 and somebody says they're in dire need of 20 of that, what does that decision entail? Say your child has an emergency of some sort and you got to go to urgent care and your copay is $30, but you gave away $20 of your 50, and now you got to pay that copay, but you also need to buy food for the rest of the week. Is that a wise decision? We all never want to say no in a situation when somebody's in need. And it's best to put yourself in a position that if somebody's in need, you're able to give from an overflow. You're going to hear this topic and this way of thinking often, especially on this show. But I also want to touch on the risk-reward ratio. There are certain decisions that we make that we don't know what the outcome's going to be. And so you got to think about 3 or 4 steps ahead. If I go in here and get this new job, and I've had a job for a while, what else am I temporarily shaking up to make this switch? When you think in that aspect of things, you will decide whether or not it's worth the switch or if it's better to stick with the job that you currently have and focus more on placing that extra time you find yourself having on weekends and after work into your own thing, whether it's investing, building a business, getting a new skill in order to level up at work. Just weigh it out. Weigh out the risk, the reward, and the ratio. And also ask yourself, is your sacrifice only yours? If I decide to stop everything I'm doing to go help a friend in need and I'm happily married, how does that affect my husband? How does that affect my kids? If I'm taking care of the elderly parent, how does that affect them? You have to ask yourself these questions because sometimes, even though we mean well, as my coach tells me, sometimes the path of good intentions is the same one to hell, because you never know what you're uprooting trying to do something you're actually not in a position to do yet. And if you're like me and you love to help people, you have to place yourself in a position that when you help, you're not also hurting yourself. Many of us are taught to sacrifice on behalf of family, but you have to also ask yourself, will that family also sacrifice on my behalf if and when I need them to? Same with friends, same with coworkers, and same with members of your church and any other major organization that you devote your time and energy to. So that's it for this week's episode or segment of the Piece by Piece by The Disconnector. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and feel free to drop your comments on your thoughts on this piece tonight. So with that, back to the regularly scheduled program. Yo, I don't know if y'all know this, but I be in the background jamming to my own dang shit.
All the time.
Yes, man. So, Coach Toy, we were just getting into the meat of it, how this wonderful Life Coach Institute came to be. How did you move into this segment of things, and what drove you to start your own while you were at it?
So, many of you may know the story, but when I think about my journey, when I started out, basically I had Miss Budget Boss Academy. That's my nonprofit organization. So in that, I started Niecy's Hands on Us as well. Okay, so let me unpack those two first. So Miss Budget Boss Academy, I was basically wanting to help the individuals in underserved communities prevent debt and poverty before ever spending $1, right? So I had a financial literacy course called Money Don't Grow on Trees. I'm about to rename that course to Results, period.
Yes.
It's just going to be called Results, because I think people don't, to me, it sounds not, it doesn't really tell the true story of what our literature does, right? Because we do things differently, right? It's a tailored plan to the individual. So once they complete it, they'll have a life plan to take them from where they are right now to be where they want to be in the future. Not the way we told them we want them to go and things of that nature, and we hold them accountable along the way. So I said, if I'm going to do Ms. Budget Boss organization, I need to learn how to communicate better, because sometimes when you're no longer in the hood, or you're no longer in corporate America, whatever that thing you no longer are, sometimes you have to do a temperature check with you and say, I need to get some personal development on me before I can truly understand
that
the
part
person that's in front of me.
We don't realize it though, Coach Toy, we don't realize it that when you're an employee for a long period of time, or when you're a student for a long period of time, depending on how you want to move in life, that reprogramming is going to be absolutely necessary, because an employee thinks differently from an entrepreneur. A student thinks differently from an employee. Are you being trained to be an employee as a student? 90% of the time, the answer is yes. But still, it takes time. It takes time to switch up that mindset in order to be successful, because the mindset it took to be a successful student isn't the same one it takes to be a successful entrepreneur or a successful career person.
Agreed. And all of it is habit changing and changes. And I'll talk more about that later. But as I was on this voyage to try to make sure I was a better person first, I found life coaching. And I was like, I could be a life coach? What is this? So I started doing my research. So I got certified as a life coach first. I worked on me first. So after I did that, I started the Niecy's Hands on Us, which is in honor of my mom. She loved kids, and she gave her little heart out until the day she passed. And so I wanted to do something in honor of her. So I was giving back to the community. I had this curriculum, and I just sat on it. And so while I was sitting on it, I was in the background working on me. And then I said, okay, if I am to do this, if I'm going to change the world and make some money doing it, I can't just do it myself. So I started ICC Life Coach Institute. That's not true. Yes, it is. I started ICC Life Coach Institute. But I Can Coaching is the parent company. I left that part out. That was the third pillar. I'm sorry, my brain a little twisted today. So my motto is I can't let anything control my mind, mood, or money, right? So hence ICC Life Coach Institute, because ICC Life Coach Institute is a subsidiary of I Can't Coaching. Right. If I'm going to break this down really quickly, I Can't Coaching is the parent company. Then you have Miss Budget Boss Academy / organization. That's our nonprofit. Then you got corporate coaching. You got we do the retreats, workshops, and things of that nature. Then you got ICC Life Coach Institute. So I do a lot.
That's putting it mildly.
And so I said, if I want to, and I'm gonna tell y'all what the light bulb for me. I said, what if I had something that I could offer that was bigger than me, that can be economical, and that one could do in a short amount of time? Y'all know we don't want nothing that's going to take forever. That they could also leave a legacy. Mm-hmm. The school was a no-brainer. And I'm going to tell y'all, I laid in my bed, and it's something about when you know what you're supposed to be doing. You always tell you know what you're supposed to be doing. Your head hurting, you ain't sleeping, you're tossing, you're turning, you're thinking about it all the time, you're complaining about what ain't being done, but you inside of you, like, it's all over you, and you ignoring it, right? So same thing for me. I was in the bed, and I just was like, oh, I put all the dang index cards on the wall. How I'm gonna do this. I didn't have my plan all the way out, but I knew what I wanted to do. Got a friend by the name of Brian. And I was complaining to Brian. I was like, I want to get this school started. And he's like, well, do it. And I'm like, it ain't that easy. I made every excuse in the book. Y'all, he sent me this video called Everybody Want to Be a Beast by Eric Thomas. Ooh, when I watched that video, from that day forward, I got up off my rear end, as Coach BJ would say. And
I would not.
It's been moving ever since.
I would not.
I didn't say, you said it at the beginning of the video, and I was cracking up. So I'm sorry, I stole that from you, boo. Oh yeah, I picked that one up. So that video was the catalyst to me getting off my behind and making sure I can certify people like Coach BJ and like Coach Carey, because that was important to me, you know. And then I didn't just certify them; I got accredited.
Mm-hmm. That part. Put a pin in. Okay, y'all. Coach Toy.
I'll tell him how you called me out.
Right. But I told you I had an experience with a fake guru / coach whose name I will never share, but some of you probably know who he is. But anyways, after that experience, when I decided I wanted to be an ICF certified life coach, and Carrie said, hey, check out Coach Toy and the ICC Institute, I said, okay. And I went on the ICF site, and I was looking, I was like, I don't see it. I said, Coach Toy, I'm verifying your credentials. Where can I find them? She sent me exactly where I needed to go to verify that she is credentialed on the ICF website, y'all. She is actually accredited. And this is something, it's an excellent lesson to learn, whether you learn it through me or whether you learn it through learning the hard way like I did. Verify people's credentials before you spend a bunch of money that you ain't gonna get back. You just gonna wish you did better with.
And then I did that because I wanted to make sure I was competitive, as well as I was offering the highest standard or the gold standard coaching credentials, because they comb through your materials and they will kick it back, and you won't get approved if it does not meet the standard. What I love is every school that's accredited right now we are going through a strenuous process because they're changing core competencies and all this stuff. My hair ain't falling out yet. We got into December 31st to turn all that stuff in. It's like 40 things we have to have. And I called yesterday and I told them, because I was like, listen, I got my PCC credential, and I was supposed to be taking this test over because it had popped up and they was telling me I needed to take the test. No, I don't. So we got that squared away, and it's like 40 extra things that we have to do to remain credentialed. What I love about that is all the fakes, the phonies, the people that ain't legit, that ain't doing their continuing education, don't have their business stuff together, you ain't gonna get through. So I love it. And especially for the newbies that's coming on board to think, oh, I'm going to just get my credential from the ICF and then I'm going to start my own school. Baby! I wouldn't do it if I had to do it now. I told the lady yesterday, listen, Linda, her name wasn't even Linda, y'all. I don't know what her name was, but it wasn't Linda. I said, listen, Linda, if I were me, did you try to do that? No, ma'am. Don't even worry about it, baby. I offer my program for $99 or $49 like these folks doing, and boost it and just have y'all just bogusly certified coaches. Like, I would do that. Not really. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't do this. No, ma'am. Pam. Baby, don't do me, do your hair. And the thing I love about me, I'm just me, y'all. Like, seriously, you know how some people, they get on lives or radio shows or whatever, they try to make it seem like, oh, the bourgeois. Now, when I got to be bourgeois to the people I'm going to need contracts with, and we talking about $800 for the contract, yeah, baby, I'm going to get them what they need, baby. I'm going to put what they need so I can get what I want. You know what I'm talking about? But whenever I am in class, or if I am, you're around my y'all my peeps, I'm gonna be mean. Totally mean.
ICC strong.
These frames is tight tonight. I just feel like sorry.
I cannot with you too.
I can't wait to watch that replay of me doing
that. Carrie.
Yes.
Now, what brought you to the ICC Institute?
Her attitude. It's ICC Life Coach Institute. Oh, she said it's ICC Life Coach Institute.
Get it right.
All right, Coach Toy.
That's why she couldn't find me on the website. That's why you couldn't find me on the website, because you don't know the name of your school. ICC Life Coach Institute.
She got it.
You mean this one right here, ICC Life Coach Institute.com? That one?
Yes, ma'am. You got it right. I'm sorry.
Okay. Y'all are messing hand. Listen, yeah, her attitude is what brought me to it, because the confidence, I feel like one of the most attractive things in any person or any situation is the confidence behind it. Like, for instance, if like you like to talk about stock a lot, Brandy. If a stock come off the jump and like a share is like an astronomical amount of money, people be like, I think I might do it. You know what I mean? Because like they're sure about it. They ain't worried about what you think about it, because they already know what's gonna come out of it. And she had that air about her when I looked into her institute, and I was like, yeah, this is the one, because I had some things and had gone through some courses, and all of them were very valuable, but they weren't the same. Not even, not the same. So yeah. What about you? What was your reasoning?
Well, dang. Mine, honestly, I took the information that you gave me, because you were somebody that I've come to know, love, and trust. And when you said, hey, look into this, I did exactly that. And in fact, it was the first time all of us came down for that meetup we had in South Carolina. That same weekend, you're like, check her out. I reached out. I talked to you. I said, where do I find your accreditation credentials? Where do I find your credentials? She gave me the information, and as soon as she gave me the information and I verified, I had my deposit in and I was ready to go. So it was the part that she didn't ask questions. Well, why you need my credentials? And she didn't become defensive. She came right out the bat with it. knew exactly what to send me. And that was that. That was the part that I knew, okay, she's very transparent, she's trustworthy, and she gets to the point while also making us laugh a little bit.
A little bit.
But you know, too, one thing I pride myself on is I don't just leave y'all hanging. I'm
Right.
tribe strong. And after every class graduates, we go through business training as well. So you don't just get certified as a coach. I teach you how to build your business too. So this way you can also make some good money. And if you got questions, you got Coach Toy for free for 3 whole more weeks. Nobody does that. Most people will give you the certification, but they're not going to truly deep dive with you and you have a funnel on how to run your business and how to set it up as well after you graduate. And you have that option with me. And then not only that, I keep y'all strengthen me. Like I have to go through all the HE double hockey stick, all the red tape with the ICF, all the money I spend on extra business coaching, all the pressure I put on myself to try to make sure things are as pristine as possible for y'all. Because honestly, I have a 6-figure career that get on my damn nerves sometimes. But I make a shit ton of money, so I can't go nowhere right now. It's almost like, you know, Jeff Bezos giving up Amazon. Like, no, we're going to have several 6-figure streams of income. So what happens is y'all keep me accountable. Y'all keep, if it was just up to me, let me tell you something. I do a 9 to 5, more than like 10 to 2, and I come home every day. Carried on the laugh and you can tell my business. So yeah. She'll laugh. I'm just saying. But I love y'all. Like I really do. And I love the fact that when I leave this earth, my kids have more than insurance money left. I pride myself on y'all can bury me out of my checking account. I pride myself on y'all ain't got to worry about no insurance money, no way, because y'all gonna run these businesses. Now it's gonna be you or your cousins, whoever latch on, that's who gonna get it. Period. Who want it, come get it. You know. So that's pretty much the reason why you guys keep me on my toes, and thank y'all for that.
Most definitely. Like I said, this is something unique to me as far as how we actually function in our tribe, because if y'all follow Carrie and myself, whether it's on Facebook, Instagram, or other places that you can find us, you'll notice that we have our circle, each one of our circle. Toy got her circle, Carrie got her circle, I got my circle, but our circles do this and overlap. And we don't say, oh, no, that's a member of my, no, you don't talk to, that's my people. We don't do that. And the reason why we don't do that is because you never know what the person over here has that this person needs to drop and fully lock into their full potential. You should never want to hold anybody back from their true potential because you might not be involved.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that was good. That was so good.
You got mentors and coaches that either set you, unleash you, or unleash you just enough to make sure that they have control of you and can ride your coattails.
But you know what? This is my advice, just in general. You got to have your own foundation for you first.
What?
A lot of that comes from insecurity. It's called spade a spade. When you're a true secure person, or what they like to call a boss, or whatever the case may be, you can't boss up without others, because you need others to do everything. Somebody had to make these earrings, somebody sewed this wig on, somebody made the makeup I'm wearing, somebody made this bracelet I got on. I mean, somebody literally, the house I live in, somebody had to build it, the car I drive, somebody had to build the food I ate, somebody had to cook it. Even if I went to the grocery store, somebody had to prepare it before me. You cannot go anywhere alone. So let's drop that I'm self-made, because that's the most fallacious thing one could ever have to roll off of their tongue and then back to the back of their throat. Swallow that lie. Number 2, if you are an individual who truly want to be in this 6-figure realm, you got to make it make sense.
That part.
Let me unpack that. I had a young lady that said she wanted to make $30,000 in the next 30 days. So I said, are you making $3,000 in a 30-day period? The answer was no. The realist in me stopped responding. No, I'm just playing. I just stopped responding. I rescheduled her for when I had time to talk about this foolishness. So when we had the brief conversation, baby, because I set the timer, you got 15 minutes, and literally when them 15 minutes over, the payment clock started ticking. I told her, I said, listen, this is what we got to do, Linda. Everybody named Linda. Listen, Linda. This is what we got to do. I broke them SMART goals down to her. Everybody knows SMART goals. Specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time sensitive. Okay? So when we went over that without me telling her that didn't make no damn sense, she told herself that don't make no damn sense. So we started working on a realistic plan. And then the final thing is, if y'all don't remember nothing else I say tonight, can y'all please stop living through the fallaciousness of Facebook, Instagram, TikTok? Y'all know how many people I coach with hundreds of thousands of followers and broke? Likes don't make you lucrative. Let's be clear. A lot of people get it twisted. When you see people and they buying these bags and sending them back after they do their TikTok, shit still got a tag on it. You know what I'm saying? Do they TikTok?
Ooh, you telling the whole game. Slow down, Coach. Snap.
They still got the tag on it. Then you excited. Now you all upset. You in the mirror. You looking at you. It's looking at you. You looking at it. It's looking at you. And you worried about why you ain't riding around in a rented Lambo. So they ain't going to tell you it's rented. You know, they riding around in their cousin. Now they walking around their cousin red bottoms and they borrowed their sister purse. You know what I'm saying? And so you trying to figure out why you ain't living that lifestyle, why they living in fallaciousness. Comparison is the thief of joy. You cannot compare yourself to nobody, period. And when you do that, I'm telling you, you will live your life fearless. I'm drunk, y'all. I'm playing. I ain't drunk, but I am tipsy. I ain't tipsy. I drunk some water. I'm just playing. You would live your life flawlessly. Is that word I put out? I'm just playing. You will live you will live your life fruitfully, and I promise you, everything you've ever desired will come into fruition. I know this because I've done it, and all BS aside. If you had told me that I'm gonna be 40, y'all. I'm March 23rd. Okay, anyway. If you had told me when I was that little girl who was 15 years old, guys, had to figure it out, coming from the one that they counted out to the one they count on, that I would be as well off as I am, that my mental state would be as stable as it is 78.3% of the time, that I would have decent kids that would all graduate from high school with honors and be some decent individuals, that I would live a lifestyle debt-free, that I would have a tribe that trusted in me, right? And that I trusted. I wouldn't have believed you that I would go to the bank and the teller would, every time I go to the bank, I hate new tellers. They be like, which account you want it from? Oh, baby, what is you scrolling through? Pay attention, it's on the paper. That account. What is you worried about the rest of them for? I wouldn't have believed you. But I'm just grateful and thankful for y'all having me on y'all show. This went by fast. I thought it was going to be long and boring, but y'all made me laugh the whole time. I was just playing.
There's no such thing, but some people might think we did a little too much laughing. But if you ain't having fun, you doing something wrong.
Liz, I tell you what, the people we surprise somebody every week, and I'm even going to tell you this, Brandon. Every week I've had someone say, "I really like Coaching the Connector." I'm like, duh, but I really think that time switch did it. You know what I mean? Because number one, I think me and you are more free. And number two, more people are more in tune than the earlier time. So kudos. Thank you for the feedback, everybody. Also, and this has definitely been an amazing episode. Coach Toy, she got something to it.
So before we wrap up tonight, I want to let you guys know Coach Toy actually has a certification class coming up the 11th through the 13th of this month. So please get over there. If you're on the fence as to like how you want to go about becoming a life coach, and you know that you not only want to become a life coach, but you want to become a life coach, build a business behind it, and actually have positive impact on folks, I'm going to tell you this right now. The ICC Life Coach Institute is not for the person that wants to become a life coach and become a multimillionaire off of the backs of other people. The ICC Life Coach Institute is for those that know that they have skills and knowledge that they can pass on to build people up and break them out of their own destructive family cycles. That we all know people who are in these cycles, and the only thing they need is somebody to believe in them until they learn to believe in themselves. The ICC Life Coach Institute is going to teach you how to reach those people and how to do it in a way that's going to not only be beneficial to yourself, but to your family and your legacy. So there's that. So get on over to tinyurl.com/ICC Life Coach. It's going to take you directly to the Eventbrite link so you can get signed up for the upcoming class. Again, that's going to be March 11th through the 13th. Coach Toy, thank you so much for your presence tonight, bringing your laughter and your big personality with your little self. So before we get out of here, I want to remind you guys to definitely tune in next week. Let's see. Who do we have next week? Oh my gosh. Y'all are not ready. So we got the Tatted Food Therapist in the house next Thursday evening, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Carrie's excited because she knows exactly who the Tatted Food Therapist is.
I love him.
He is a specialist in vegan eating as well as a drummer and a teacher. I don't know how he fits it all in, but we're going to find out next week, y'all.
Yeah, and I think he owes me a t-shirt to be continued next week. We're going to talk about this on the end. Y'all be here. I'm going to ask him. I'm going to put him on the spot and I'm going to ask him, what's my t-shirt?
Yes. So with that, you guys, be sure to check us out. You know, you can follow us on Facebook. And I'm going to put that across the bottom of the screen as well. And we are at literally @ the Coach and the Disconnector. Be sure to get over there, like the page, follow the page, and share the page if you love what we're doing, because we're only going to get better and better.
Yay.
So with that, we love you guys. Have an excellent rest of your week and weekend. Love on each other. And if you got stuff that you mad about, let that ish go. We got better things to put our minds on. And so all these people out here faking the funk, if you put as much energy into doing it the right way, you get a lot further, damn it. Mwah.